Hi YouTube, we are here at our good friends Chick-Fil-A, and before I launch into this video I want to say a big shout out to New Jersey, who just got marriage equality today. So congratulations. I know that Governor Chris Christie tried to fight it with all his might, but he failed, and the Supreme Court denied his appeal today, so congratulations everybody. And speaking of marriage equality, why we're here at Chick-Fil-A is that everybody loves to eat chicken sandwiches at Chick-fil-A. What we don't like so much is the homophobia that they support with their money. But it became a big deal when people couldn't eat there. So we have something very special for you today in that you don't have to give up that chicken sandwich. We're going to teach you how to make it. Okay everybody, here we are in the kitchen and we're ready to make our Chick-fil-A copycat sandwich. And I just want to say that we have been getting harassed by people who want us to make another cooking video. When are you gonna make another cooking video? Well, here we are. I hope you're happy, people, because this is actually a recipe that we've wanted to try, and I'm really excited about making it, but I kind of have a little problem with certain elements of the recipe that you'll see, and I hope it's gonna come out okay. As you can see, we've got our ingredients all out here. We've got all the stuff for our dry ingredients, our flour, our spices, our pickles, and the wet ingredients, most of them, a couple things not here, our chicken, most of all. And don't worry about all this stuff. Normally I introduce everything, but we'll put everything down below in the description so that you can know what to buy and how much of it to get. Needless to say, the most important thing you're going to need right now is your cling wrap, your meat tenderizer, pickle juice, a couple of bowls, and your chicken. Because our first step is actually going to be to tenderize our chicken breasts. And what we're going to use this time is actually some boneless, skinless chicken breasts that we've gotten from Costco, which is like our favorite thing in the whole world. And guys, I gotta say, I hate working with chicken. It gives me the oogies really bad. I'm one of those guys who gets really freaked out about salmonella, and so I bleach everything that ever touched the chicken. OCD! So, but I mean, chicken's like the only thing we eat, so I just kind of have to deal with it. So our first step, actually, we've got a piece of plastic laid out. We're going to take our first chicken breast, and we're going to lay it in here. And because we're going to be smashing it, we're going to want to kind of wrap it up in its own little chicken diaper here. And don't wrap it tight because this chicken is actually going to spread out. And the goal of this is to actually go from this thick piece of meat down to something a little thinner that'll fit on the bun easier. So just fold the edges over. And now we won't get chicken juice all over the kitchen. And the fun part, beating the chicken with a hammer. Here we go. And we just want to keep working it out until the whole breast is at a uniform thickness.
So you're really good at pounding your meat.
So they tell me. Okay, so we want to make sure we're getting the whole chicken, because the object is to tenderize it enough that when we go into our little marinating bath here in a second, that the chicken will soak up all those juices and get all that delicious pickle juice flavor that we're about to put in it. Okay, and that looks good. Okay, so we've got our chicken cut now, and we've got two roughly even portions here. So we're going to move our chicken to our empty bowl, and this is where it's going to marinate. So we're going to just drop that right in there, both pieces. And then we're going to take our pickle juice, and we're just going to pour that right over the top. And this is going to marinate for about an hour. If you're pressed for time, 30 minutes, but an hour is best. So we're going to cover this up, put it in the fridge, and we'll come back in just a moment for the breading portion. Okay, so it's been about an hour, and we're ready for our next step. But before we go on, since you're cooking with me, I hope you have a drink in your hand, because it's time for one. Great stuff. Okay, so our chicken has been marinating in our pickle juice for about an hour. This is an important step because it's this pickle juice that's going to make the difference between any old chicken sandwich. This is Chick-fil-A's secret ingredient. So between this and the spice mix we're going to put in the breading, this is what's really going to give you that Chick-fil-A flavor. So that's still sitting there. We have a couple of mixes you're going to have to put together before we can start putting this whole chicken sandwich together. There's a wet mix and a dry mix. And each one's going to be in a separate container. So our wet mix is really just 2 eggs and some heavy cream that's been beaten up. Don't worry about the quantities. We're going to put all that below in the description box. And then we've got our dry mix, which is flour, powdered sugar, paprika, garlic powder, celery salt, and dried basil leaves. And you're just going to mix that up with a fork, and then we're all ready to go for our next step. Okay, so now we're ready to start putting our sandwich together, and we've got our breading station all set up, and if Jay will pan the camera down, you can see we're all ready to go. And we've got our buns all laid out. We're going to put those in the broiler for about 1 minute so we can have some nice toasty buns. And we're all ready to go. So we've got our chicken. We're going to let some of that pickle juice drain off, and then we're going to dredge it right through our heavy cream and egg mix. Make sure you really get a really good covering. Get it in all parts of the chicken, because this is what's going to help it all this delicious breading stay on. And one thing you'll notice is that our chicken sandwich is completely hate and homophobia free. Alright, and then from here, I'll let it drip just a little, and then right into the dry mix. And just go ahead and could really get it in there. Alright. And now that we're nice and evenly covered, we're ready to go over to our oil, which we have ready to go at about medium-high heat, about 1 inch of oil in the pan, and we're ready to start frying. Okay, YouTube, so we've got our breading done, and we're all set to start cooking. We've got our pan going with about 1 inch of olive oil, and we're using olive oil because we're trying to be healthy here. Since we are hate and homophobia free and using all natural ingredients, it only makes sense. So we are on medium-high heat. We got all our breading done, and we're ready to lay our chicken in. One more thing you want to know is to have a place for your chicken to go once it's done cooking. Since we have beat it pretty thin in the tenderizing process, it's going to cook fast. So you want to have a place, either a plate with a paper towel on it or someplace, a rack for the chicken to rest until it's time to actually put it on the bun. So let's get started. Very gently, no splashes. There we go. And I just cleaned this kitchen, YouTube. Now Jay's got me deep frying it all up. Can't even believe it.
Well, you clean it like once a year, so you're good for at least a year.
On that level. So YouTube, the sounds of cooking are very loud in here. I hope you can hear me. It's time for a beer break. Because cooking is just damn hard work, and a dad's job is never done. So we've got one set of chicken already out of our oil bath here, and you can see it's turned a nice golden brown color.
Looks tasty.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty thin, so that's how you know it's ready to flip. So just stick your fork in, check that side. If it's not quite brown enough, let it sit. And then we're gonna flip them over. We've got another really good one here all set to go. And it's almost chicken sandwiches, people. I've already tasted them. They're delicious. Okay, YouTube, a kitchen tragedy has occurred. While my beer was left unattended on the cabinet, Jay drank it. And after I got done crying, I got myself another beer like a big boy does. So, drink up, everybody. And now it's time for the magic to happen, because our chicken is officially done. We've got some all ready to go. And we've got our buns ready, all toasted with our mustard. So it goes buns, mustard, chicken, put our pickles right on the top, boop, 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 just like that. Don't be afraid of the pickle love, people. Right there, and that is one Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. So yes, you too can have your chicken and eat it too, minus the homophobia and discrimination. So for everybody out there who is heartbroken that they could never eat at Chick-fil-A again, happy days are here again. You too can have your chicken. Try it out, everybody. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.